Hey Jack, long time no video thing. It's been a while since I made one. Maybe I'm rusty. Maybe not. Questions. Yes, of course, it's going to take one of these question videos to get me interested enough to bother posting YouTube again. Alright, start at the beginning. Number 1. Are there any values intrinsic to atheism? I don't think so. If so, what are they? Blah, blah, blah. But your second part of this question implies that there's a yes answer to the first, but I don't think necessarily that's the case. If so, what are they, and are there any that you have as an atheist that I do not have as a theist? There's something I've been thinking about, well, for a couple of years at this point. As someone who believes in an afterlife, one might not be as critical of a human-constructed justice system. Because you might believe that even if the human-constructed justice system gets something wrong, perhaps does not punish someone who was in fact guilty, or punishes someone who was in fact innocent, that in the afterlife it might work out okay. Like, oh, I'm sorry you spent all those years in prison, but I'm God and I know that you were innocent, so here, have a place in heaven, everything's okay. Or this person was evil, but managed to escape human-imposed justice, so burn in hell for eternity. Ha ha ha, now you get it. As someone who does not believe in an afterlife, I think that we have to be very careful that our human justice system works properly, because there is no recourse beyond it. There's no galactic scales weighing the good and evil of humanity and putting forth proper reward or punishment after death. So that's the reason why I'm against the death penalty, because the idea that we could incorrectly find someone who's in fact innocent guilty and then execute them, and then later find out, oops, we made a mistake, they were actually innocent, we executed them for no reason. That is, it's so terrible that the threat of that happening even once is inexcusable in my mind, because there is no afterlife to work things out. We have to get it right the first time, because that's all we have. That's something that I think that specifically someone who doesn't believe in an afterlife will come to that conclusion. If you do believe in an afterlife, you won't be so bothered by it. Number 2, as an atheist, what does it mean to value this life? I don't like using the word value because it's so squishy. It means so many different things to so many different people depending on the context. Most of the time when I use the word value, I'm using it in reference to money, or what something is monetarily worth, or what it could be traded for. To use value to mean something that I like, or something that I think is worthwhile, it's okay to use that word, but depending on the context of what you're talking about, I just don't like it. That's just my opinion. I don't like it. But what does it mean to value this life? Well, simply put, it means that I think that this life is important, or I can't help but feel that this life is important because I have an instinct to want to keep living, or there are things that make me happy in this life, so I think those are important. It's not really that deep of a question. It's almost it's superficial, actually, because it has to do with my emotional response to stimuli, and not something maybe deeper, more metaphysical. So if I like something, I value it, and that's as simple as that. Based upon your response to 2, How do you establish this belief to be true? I don't even understand what this question is. What do you mean true? That I feel a certain way, therefore it's true? No, true is like a mathematical truth, right? True is like red is defined between the frequencies of this and this, or 2 plus 3 equals 5. What I like and what I don't like, to use the word true to describe that, you're kind of mixing terms. It doesn't really make too much sense. It's true that I like strawberry ice cream. That is true. But I don't think it's true in the way that you're talking about. That's trivially true. It doesn't really matter. It describes my affection for something, but it's not deep. Not in the way that you're asking it. I don't think that the question is in the same category as the answer you're trying to get. 4. Assuming you've established blah blah blah, is it true to just me, or is it true to everyone? See, this is the problem. If something is true, it is true. It is true even if there are no human beings to know that it is true. Say, for instance, that the universe is 13.7 some odd billion years old. That would be true whether or not there were any intelligent agents, in this case human beings, to know about it. Something is not just true for an individual. Something is either true or it's not true. That's it. Those are the two options. There are limitations for what we humans know, but regardless of if we know it or not, something is either true or not true. Period. And it's not true for someone and not true for somebody else. That's ridiculous. You're talking about the state of something in its existence. You're not talking about opinion. Something can't be true for one person and not for the other. Ridiculous. 5. What implications, if any, does this have on using your value of life as a basis for judging what it means to value this life to others? Oh, God. So squishy. The whole thing is so squishy. I don't quite get it. I don't even understand what you're talking about here. Implications. Let me go at it this way. We are squishy meat creatures. What we think and what we feel may be important on some level to us as individuals, but not necessarily important for someone else. Take, for example, my affection for strawberry ice cream. Someone else might disagree with me and think that perhaps chocolate is the best and strawberry they don't like. Okay, that's fantastic. I think on that instance, the two of us can agree to disagree on that, and then get on with our lives. It's not really important. So, if we're talking about something that seems a lot more important, like the value that we put on life, maybe I place a different value on life than somebody else. That's fine. We could totally disagree on that and still be amicable about it. So it doesn't, as far as a larger context and how people interact within a society, it doesn't really matter. It's just squishy meat creatures disagreeing on something that doesn't matter. And that's it. It's not more important than that. And, done.